I remember the last days before the world was going to end. People were leaving Earth. The last of the Zocad's escape pods were ready to take off. They looked like giant silver bugs, lined up in their own spots, humming, shiny. Everyone who had tickets stood in line, not talking. They didn't even bring bags or toys or anything, just the clothes they had on. I kept wondering if they were scared to look behind them, in case someone they loved wasn't there anymore. We stood way back, behind the fences. I held Daddy's hand and tried to be brave. Some people cried. Some shouted. A few from behind the fences ran at the pods, like they could maybe squeeze in. The guards didn't let them. It happened fast. A loud pop, a flash, and then they just dropped. Like empty coats. The world's rules were broken. No police, no church. Even the priests left early on the pods. Daddy said it was like that movie The Purge, that I wasn't allowed to watch, but worse. But I know nothing would happen to me as long as my dad was around. He protected us from everything and sang to us when times got sad. Money didn't mean anything now. People traded shoes for medicine, bullets for food, and secrets for quiet. But the only thing worth more than all of that was a seat on one of those pods. Before the blasts off into space, the ones with tickets pretended not to have them. They hid them in books, behind walls, even under floors. Because if somebody knew you had a ticket, they might take it, and nobody wanted to lose their seat. Some people knew about the pods before anyone else. Daddy called them conspiracy people. They bought their seats way early, back when the pods were just rumors. Then the Cognivore virus came, and everyone wanted out. Even animals got their own ships, big, floating arks with nothing but farm and zoo animals. Noah's ship. People begged for more human ships, but the answer was always no. There was another ship that didn't carry people. It carried memories, whole libraries of people's lives, saved in tiny tubes. Daddy said they were safer than us. For all this to happen, people blamed the Belapians for stealing all medicine to create a cure and other important things. But Daddy said people didn't trust a cure with an injection anymore anyway. He thought bad things were going to happen no matter what. And then there was the last meeting before the last escape pods left. It wasn't in the news or anything, just whispers from person to person. Meet tonight, one last time. We went. People met on rooftops, train tracks, in church basements. Nobody asked who had a ticket. Nobody begged. We just stood together, looking at the sky. Some lit candles, some just held hands. Some played songs. Daddy said it wasn't about hope. It was about remembering we were here.
Man, what a hell of a year it's been. Keep on bluffing, but I just can't win. Drown my sorrows, but they learn to swim. Man, what a hell of a year it's been. Head in a bottle, put my heart in a case. Yeah, it's getting harder to act my age. Play a sad song on a tiny violin for the man at the bar confessing his sins. I need some good news, sitting here sipping on cold truth. Nobody knows what I'm going through, but the devil will walk in my shoes. Wish someone told me living this life would be lonely, trying to get away from the old me, still stuck singing these blues. All I really need just a little good news.
The next day, we went to Zone 647. I saw him, Theo, Daddy's friend. He said he'd never leave at the last meeting, but there he was, walking towards a pod with his wife, Eve, behind him. Daddy's face looked surprised, but not mad. And then we watched the launch. The pods didn't leave with fire or noise. They floated away quietly, like dandelions in the air. And then they were gone. And we were still here. We just kept going. We planted little gardens. We found old bunkers with cans of food. We even made rules, like no babies unless you were ready to be a good mom or dad. Daddy said we couldn't mess up like before. But the sun and moon started acting funny. They went up and down way too fast. Our food began to disappear. Mommy and Daddy looked scared sometimes, but they never told us. Then one night, the ground started shaking. Not like a big earthquake, just small ones, over and over. Then we saw cracks in the dirt. They got bigger every day. And then something came out. It looked like a train. A huge, scary train. It didn't move. It just sat there. After a while, it was like part of the world. We walked around it when we went looking for food. At night, Mommy and Daddy took turns staying awake so no one would sneak up on us. Then Daddy woke us one night. He whispered that something was moving inside the train. Everyone else was standing around it already. He told us to come. So we went. The lights on the train started flashing. The door hissed. Smoke poured out, and then they came. The Balapians. They were tall, pale, and kind of pretty, but also scary. And with them was Dr. Sharpay. He smiled at everybody like he knew us. He walked right up to Daddy and hugged him tight. I didn't know if that was good or bad. I just smiled back. The Balapians gave everyone boxes. One hug, one box, over and over. Daddy opened ours. Inside were shiny purple jelly pills. On top was a note. Dear friends, we are here to help. Think of us like your family. We'll take care of you, and you don't have to give us anything back. If you're in trouble, come find us. We'll fix it, or we'll fix it together. We all wanted a do-over or a rewind, right?
Wouldn't you like to rewind?
Let's start again.
To start again.
Let's do it right this time. We brought your cure. Take it. Trust us. If you don't trust us yet, we'll wait. But half the battle is already won. Let's celebrate. You're hungry. We'll feast. And I promise you'll never go hungry again. Love,
Charles Sharpay,
Dr. Sharpay.
Doctor of the Mind.
When Daddy finished reading, we saw something up in the sky. It looked like a pod coming back down. I couldn't tell what was inside, but Daddy said it looked like the ship with all the animals. I guess maybe the doctor wasn't lying.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to our channel for more stories and series. Again, please follow us on X at WordLimit and Instagram at WordLimitPod, or visit us at wordlimit.com, where we strive to connect and never lose your attention.